Hi everybody, Cellini here. Um, Continuing my series on self-actualization, self-realization, self-mastery, self-cultivation. We've been started with breathing. We got into some meditation, some Tai Chi. We're going to back up a little bit and do some still meditation or some yoga postures and techniques, what the yogis would call asanas. So I'm going to start with some simple warm-ups and go into some of the postures or asanas for you. So here we go. Instead of a formal meditation position, just sit, coccyx bones, your three bowls of water. We always talk about head, torso, hips in alignment. Just get very, very comfortable. Get your feet in a very comfortable position. You don't have to do a half lotus or a full lotus. Just make sure you're very comfortable, good posture, breathe and relax. The low abdominal breathing. I have not really talked about this point too much, but there are chakras or points of energy in yoga and the martial arts, the Eastern disciplines. There's a point 2 to 3 inches below your navel, which is your main chakra, and that's called in Chinese the Dantian and the Hara in Japanese. So we're going to concentrate on breathing to that point. Remember, we talked about breathing and the stomach is going out. You completely fill the lungs, the stomach should actually go out. Not that tight, small collicular breathing, but the very deep breathing using the total lung capacity. Stomach should actually go out. Focus your breathing on that Dantian or Hara or that main chakra. So we start just breathing and relaxing. Close your eyes if you'd like to. Got some nice, soft, gentle meditation music on to get me in the mood. And just do some little shoulder rolls to get going. Release any tension you have. We hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders, so just very gently, little rolls. We tend to round and protract and put the head back, so we keep that alignment and just open up the chest, shoulders back, breathe. Little circles. And breathe up. Keeping shoulder blades down, just gently. At the top of the breath, stretch back a little. I'm going to go rather rapidly just for time's sake, but you should do these very slow, meditatively, like the Tai Chi, very relaxed. But I'm going to go a little faster just for the sake of the video. And then back down. So you can repeat that motion several times. Breathing inhale as you go up and back. Exhale down and forward. You can breathe, inhale, exhale, pulsing on this movement. Also go out and back. Inward movement, inhale, outward movement, exhale. Similar to the Tai Chi movements. You can even do your Tai Chi movements here sitting. You make up your own yoga movements, your own Tai Chi movements. There is no set rule that you have to follow. All of those things. So we're just going to hold here for support. Shoulder blade down, do a little breathing and stretching. Breathing and stretching. Breathing and stretching. You don't want to collapse the neck or the spine. You want to elongate the spine and the neck. Everything goes up like a fountain of water, up and over. So you elongate as you go over. Never crunch the neck, never crunch the ribs. Long and tall. Breathe, release. Breathe, release. Release. Get on down. You can do an overhand stretch. Pulse, breathe, release. You can stretch this out. You can also do a little rotation. Just experiment a little bit if it feels good. Obviously, we want to go back and do everything on the other side. Just for time's sake, I'm just going to do one side or the other today. So take the hands this way this time. Do a little stretch and a little back and forth. Hold to the side and do this. You can do a little release back and forth of the rib cage, shoulders, torso. And then a nice release. Back to the front. The movement feels good. Find the tight spots, breathe to them. Remember, your mind makes your body work. You can do this, you can do this. Train your muscles to relax by sending the breath, the energy, the chi, the prana, the ki to that area and release tension. we're going to do a lateral stretch for the spine. So we're going to reach around in opposition. You can put a support on your hip. You can put it on the floor behind. Start with the head and neck. Breathe and release. 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 Again, I'm going fast. Take your time doing this. You can repeat several times. You can do a series of movements. Breathe, release. Release, staying tall. Release. Don't force the stretch. Keep it comfortable. I talked in the stretching video previously, if you go back to my original stretch video, about the banana peel or reflex arc. It's a built-in protective mechanism. You slip on a banana peel, you slip on some water, your muscles automatically, when they go too far, too fast, any combination of that, or too far, your muscles automatically contract to protect you. So if you force the stretch too quickly or too far, that reflex arc will kick in and the muscles won't release. So you get more with sugar here than you do with salt. You want to do it very relaxed, very easy. And I showed this exercise before. Try this. Hips are fixed now, so we're going to take the torso. We're going to just take this stretch as far as you can comfortably. Hands lower than the shoulders, shoulder blades down. As far as you can comfortably without forcing it. Where you feel you're at end range. Then you'll see how important the breath, the breathing, the chi, the ki, prana is. Inhale, exhale. I'll guarantee you'll go a few more inches. You'll think you're at your end range. If you inhale, exhale, you'll go further. Inhale, exhale, you'll go further. So that will really dramatize for you how important the breathing is combined with the movement of stretching, combining inner physiology with outer physiology, or the internal system, the breathing mechanism, with the muscular skeletal system. Mind-body connection, mind-body spirit. So very, very relaxed movements. Now, this is a very simple, comfortable position. A little bit different position in yoga. You want to again pick up, sit up on those two coccyx bones, and very simple. And this is a little bit more postural muscle now is going to engage in abdominals. We're just going to crisscross right over left or left over right. If my left goes over my right, I'm going to gently flex here to get a little stretch, Achilles tendon, and the hamstrings. If the left's over the right, I will go in opposition, again like we did before. So I will, if the left's on top, I will go to my left, but reaching across in opposition for support. Breathe and stretch, breathe and stretch, breathe and stretch. We're just going to reverse that just to show you the idea. Now a little bit more advanced from that same idea. You have to really work on the posture. Keep one leg straight. You bring one leg up and bend, and you cross. Stretch, stretch. As I stretch and get a little more flexible, I'd have to warm up. I will get my elbow over here as I warm up and go. So that, again, is a little bit more advanced position. And again, you would repeat those sides, keeping yourself tall the whole way. First one, roll the spine and breathe, roll the spine and breathe, roll the spine and breathe. Inhale, roll the spine. Inhale, relax. Roll the spine. It's kind of like a snake curling its body, releasing. Each vertebra is working independently and loose. Roll, breathe, release. For you, it might start, you might be here, you might not be flexible. That might be it for you. You might have to put your hands here to start with. Here. As you gain flexibility, you'll go further out. But just breathe, roll and release. Roll and release. I'm going to go into a series sometimes called the alligator series. Very good for the, we're going to start with the lower spine and move up the spine. We're going to do these quickly again for time's sake. Hands are lower than the shoulders, palms down for support. Right comes up. If right heel is on left foot, we are going to go in opposition. Right is up, we will go to the left. The head will go in opposition the other way. Breathe, release, breathe, release, breathe, release. The key here is never let the shoulder come up. Keep the torso in place, upper torso. Lower body works in opposition. Breathe, release. I'm going fast right now. You really want to take your time with this. So this is more lower back, elongation. And we obviously go to the other side, we switch legs. Now, to come up the spine a little, we're just going to bend the knees, lift the hips, make sure there's no arch in the low back. We have approximately 45-degree angles, about hip distance apart here. You also can bring your legs right together, either way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one, as I go over, one ankle or foot up on the other, keeping the hands in support, slowly breathe and release, breathe, release. The key again is don't let that shoulder up, that will ruin the stretch. So if this is as far as you can go with gravity, that's it, just hold that position. Breathe and relax, hold that 30 seconds, whatever feels good to you. Eventually, you will work it over, work it over, work it over without lifting that shoulder. And again, you're going to do it slowly in opposition. Now we're getting still the low back, but we've moved into the middle back. We're up into the lower thoracic vertebra. Now we're going to move up to the upper thoracic, and we're still getting the lower stretch, a little bit more advanced. One leg straight, going to tuck the toes here right behind the knee. Again, very important to keep the shoulder down. Breathe, release, breathe, release, breathe, release. Alligator series. And you eventually work your way over. You can assist yourself and gently pull, release. You can use a little pulse on this as well to get the muscles to relax. Different techniques, but use the breathing, and again, very slowly. I'm going fast for the sake of the video time. And we go in opposition. Now, the last one in a little bit, and I'm going to show you one variation in between. I went from here to here. There's actually one more in between, which I forgot to show you, the right angle. So we would go here first, feet are down, 45-degree angles. Now we're going to go right angles, hips and knees, and you're going to have to work the abdominals a little bit more so that the back doesn't arch, and you're going to come over. Now, to hold this a long time, you're going to really tuck your abs in and watch your low back. So this is much less stress on the low back. This is a little more advanced, working a lot more abdominal, eventually all the way over, and you would just set the feet down. Then we would go to this position. Again, we are working up the spine. So I'm sorry I forgot that intermediate movement. Now the more advanced movement, we go here and over. Now we extend this leg, keeping that shoulder down. You can flex your foot to a point, and you're going to bring that over. So that's a more advanced position. You put your head in opposition, or if you feel stress, you take it in the same position. Either way, so that would be the alligator series. Now I'm just going to do, because you might have stressed your low back a little bit, in between, I'm just going to go to these right angles, and I'm putting a little downward pressure about the size of a 50-cent piece or a dollar, silver dollar in the old days, and I'm going to circle around and do a little self-massage there. Change the angle a little bit, just releases the tension. You can release the legs to the side, stretch up. Don't bring the tailbone up. That helps stretch and release any tension you might have created in the low back on that advanced stretch. So I'm going to use my abdominals here, come up. Now I'm going to reverse over. This position is usually called the cat and the cow. So right angles pretty much here and here. Tabletop position with the back, malosternal position to start with. Don't stiffen the joints, keep everything loose and relaxed. The cat arches his back, you release the cervical vertebra and stretch. Start very small, inhale up, exhale down and out. Now the cow's udder is hanging out, head is up looking. Inhale, cat arches its back. Again, you want to do these very slowly. I'm going very rapidly. And each time try to increase your range of motion. Don't force the stretch. Do it meditatively, very relaxed. Use the breathing to initiate and go through all your movements. Try to get a flow. Now a good thing to do after this is you elongate, knees back a little bit, shoulders forward. You think of someone holding your shoulders in place and you try to stretch away from them with the hips and the buttocks. And you slowly stretch that spine out. I'm going to go a little bit faster just for time's sake, but eventually you come all the way down. If this bothers your knee, you can put something in between here. You can roll a towel, anything that cushions and protects your knees if you have any knee problems whatsoever. We go to what's called the child's pose. I'm going to go fast, but this would be very slow. This is the going up into the cobra. You're going to try to roll up and stack one vertebra at a time as your weight goes back and over. I'm going quickly. Do this very slow. And as you roll up to the cobra position, try to elongate your spine. To come out of that, we'll go to another yoga pose or asana. We're going to stretch out. I'm going to put one heel down. If you're not flexible, bring it in more. One foot behind the ankle. Try to keep your spine not rounded, not arched, but long. Those 3 bowls of water in alignment still. Stretch back. I'm going quickly, but you take your time and stretch. It's a good shoulder workout too. Other Achilles tendon. This is extended so we get some hamstring stretch. A little balance here. You can go up and down on the arch as well. Both sides. This is downward facing dog in yoga, this asana. You can also come out here to a plank. Releases back and forth. You want to do these slow. You can take a little break in between, do your stretch, come back. This is tougher than it looks if you hold this for a long period of time. Great shoulder workout. Keep your abs tight. Breathe, release. Now I like to come out of this slowly and walk up, and I'll show you that later, but I'm going to go to another series now. So I'm going to go back to the mat. I'm going to come down. Looks like I'm going to a plank, but I'm not. Drop the hips. Try this with your feet in or out, depending on the stress level of your low back. Keep your hips on the floor. Hard a little bit. Imagine you're rolling a little marble with your nose or a ball. Roll it out. Watch it roll. Lift up a little. Watch it roll away, and slowly lift up. This is a half cobra. Release. So again, you would do this very slow. Repeat this several times. As you warm up more and more, you'll get more flexibility, more range of motion, more advanced. Sometimes you'll go a little wider to do this. Now we take the elbows off. Try a couple inches first. Release. Ribs down. Notice the hips did not come off. If you feel pain or stress in your low back, you went too far. Keep it comfortable. Eventually you'll go all the way up. Again, repeat several times. Absolutely, when you come out of that position, you can do a couple cats and cows to relax the spine again, because that puts a lot of pressure on the low back. It's a very good stretch for the spine, for extension and hyperextension. And then again, you'll want to go into this spinal stretch to the low back stretch, coming in and rolling out. Now, as I told you before, I'm going to go back to the downward facing dog and show you how I like to come out of this. I just walk back slowly, extend it here, hamstring stretch, Achilles tendon. If you're very tight, just bend your knees. If you're not, keep them extended. Release the spine like the cobra. You're going to roll up, use your abdominal muscles. I would normally do this much slower, and I'm just going to get a little release at the end. Okay, now we can do so. I'm going to do it for in between, something a little different. I'm just going to do a little balance pose, a little easier on a hard surface. On the mat it might give, it challenge you a little more because it gives a little, but you're just going to come up here. You can do this and just breathe. Hold that balance pose. A little more advanced position. The tree. You can also do extensions and hold them. So let's do that again. So solid. Up. Going to take that into the warrior pose. Look at the angle of the knee here. This is bad for your knee. Straight down like a pole. You're going to turn this foot in a little bit. Nice Achilles tendon stretch, hamstring stretch. I'm going to open this up a little more for my flexibility. Now it's working me a lot more. I feel the stretch and my muscles working more. And I'm going to extend a little bit with the upper body, but I don't want to extend here and put pressure on that knee. You can hold that warrior pose. This is a good one. Come up to your center. Switch the back foot. This is forward this way now. Find your angle. You can put these together with movement for a little bit more exercise, a little more vigorous. And from this, I'm just going to do a stretch. Same type of angle. And rotate the body. You can hold this Asana position as well. We can come up to this position. Come through our middle. Go back to our other side. We can go to the warrior. Turn to the side. Get our lateral stretch. Roll the spine out. Watch your head position. Come back through. Get a little floor stretch. Go to one side with support. The other. Here's another one you can do. Breathing here. A little more work. Coming up. You can walk in. I'm going to show you a little series they call Salutation to the Sun. I'm going to show you in 2 different positions. Sometimes the day is started this way or finished this way, or you can start or finish your routine this way. Breathing up. I'll show you sideways as well, arching back. Use abdominal muscles. This again would be very slow and meditative. You come down, you stretch to the floor, lunge back, looking up, coming through, back to the downward facing dog. Other side comes forward, have hand inner arc depending on your flexibility levels. Come back into the middle, stretch up. Salutation to the sun. We're getting our sunset here. Breathing. Again, I would do this slowly. I'm going fast just for the purpose of the video. I would normally go much slower. Holding each position. Stretching the spine out, working the muscles in the abs. Enjoy. Try some yoga moves, everybody. Cellini out.